It's that time again. It is that time again. What's up, everybody? Well, let's try that again. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mac Diesel, the host with the most, the best, better than the rest. Welcome back to the Bakery Podcast, episode 20-something. That's all I remember. It's been a while since I've been on this channel. Been really focusing on the gaming channel a lot. I'm going to post it up here somewhere so y'all can see it, so y'all can go show some support. Even on my Instagram as well, the gaming content and, you know, all that good stuff. Yeah, we got a lot to get into, a lot going on, a lot of different things. Obviously a new atmosphere, as y'all can see. Yeah. I've just been focusing more on my gaming content and streaming and all that good stuff. So I haven't had time to really get to this channel as much as I'd like to, but we're going to fix that pretty soon. I'm going to try to incorporate a schedule. And I know I say this all the time, but I'm going to try to incorporate a schedule to where I can record, edit, post. So hopefully that works out for both channels. I'm going to try to edit this as soon as I can and get it out either by this weekend or on Monday. We'll see what happens. But we're going to try to do better. I'm going to hold myself accountable and try to hold myself to a better schedule and keep things in a very straight line. We'll just say that. But with that being said, we're going to get into what happened to me in the last couple months. New things happening that have opened my mind, and also stuff that I've embraced my heart with, and just life in general, and how it's made things a lot more challenging. Not necessarily challenging, but more just there in my face, I guess. So with that being said, let's get it cracking, let's get it popping, let's get it going. So off rip, I already know the question is going to be, where have you been? Well, I've been a couple places. We'll start with the last couple months. So, as you can see, again, I just recently moved to a different location. I had to get out of where I was because it was very toxic, very just not good for the mental. And there was a lot of things that were happening behind the scenes that were affecting me and my living situation, and I just couldn't take it anymore. Luckily, I was in the end of my lease towards that place I was at. So once I figured out what I was going to do and realized I was at the end of my lease, I had to make some choices, some decisions that involved me moving around. So once I got to the end of my lease, or at least 2 months before the end of my lease, I was already looking at new places to live. And by the grace of God, I was able to find something more efficient, more stable, more comfortable for me, not only for me, but for my mental. And I found this spot, saw the price of it, saw how much I was going to be paying, everything like that. So I was like, you know, this is going to be perfect. I think it's good for me to upgrade a little bit, not too much, but just enough to where I'm still able to live comfortably and I'm able to pay my bills and all that good stuff. So I was like, okay, bet, this is what it is. This is what's going to happen. And just got the ball rolling. And I'll explain the reason for my leaving the last place was just lack of communication from the front office, just not able to get proper water system issues. It was a lot of lying. It was a lot of deception, and I wasn't okay with that. There was also some theft that happened to me, to my patio furniture that I had just gotten, that was taken away from me. So it was just a lot of just so much on my back, and mentally I was just struggling every single day. My blood pressure was really high, and not only that, but I was eating just horribly. I wasn't cooking at home, and times that I did cook, it didn't last that long. I'm a guy, I like to eat. Let's just be real. I like to eat. So a lot of times I would just try to cook as much as I could, but also like it just, with the way I was feeling and how mad I was getting and how sad I was feeling, it just caused me to just eat just fast food all the time. Not only that, but it was so convenient because it was down the street from where I lived. So I was like, man, I'm gonna go get Whataburger. I'm gonna get Cane's. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. And it was like every day of the week. Not every day, but at least 2 to 3 times a week that I was getting fast food. And at that point, it just started becoming an unhealthy habit. I wasn't leaving the house as much. And then I just was just stuck. I didn't feel like doing anything. So a lot of it was me telling myself like, yo, like once this lease is up, you have a good job, you make enough money to where you can live more comfortable. You can live more comfortable, not necessarily just anywhere, but you can live a lot more comfortable than where you're living right now. So I took it upon myself to do some research and just figure out where would be good for me. The area I was in was just not, it wasn't that it wasn't necessarily safe, but it just wasn't where I needed to be over time. It was a good first apartment to live at just for me starting out and being on my own. But at the same time, it was like, okay, I've done a year here. I've got the experience. I've done this and that. Now it's time to progress. Now it's time to see where else we can go. See what's the next phase in my life. And so now I'm here, and it's been a lot better. I haven't had any issues so far. The only thing that's really going on over here is that they're repainting the parking lots, and my AC went out with the rain being so crazy, but it was fixed the next day. So it was not necessarily the next day, but the next 2 days. It was never a ongoing issue like it was for me before. So I'm just grateful I was able to get an apartment and get it somewhere in an area where it was a better situation. Now, some more news, bigger news. I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. Well, I'll get to that last. Let me get to this part first. So recently, I have been posting a lot of content. And like I was saying, I've been posting heavy on my Twitch page and just trying to get that stuff out, trying to get it popping, trying to get it just in motion. And I've been in a very good flow state. I have been, in my mind, kind of like figuring out, okay, well, what's been clicking? What's been popping? What's been helping me progress? What's been adding more to my page? And obviously my reactions. I think my reactions were something that really sparked for people, something that really just grasped a lot of attention of others. And a lot of people have been liking it lately. It's just been kind of on a roll. Like I said, a flow state. I posted a clip. Today is Wednesday. I posted a clip on, I believe it was Monday. And it just like, it gained so much attention, so much traction so quickly that it just throughout the day, throughout the past 2 days, it's just been like boom, 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 boom. Follow here, follow here, follow here, follow here. Comment here, comment here. Oh, somebody reposted me. Oh, somebody commented, and it's just been a blessing to see it because it's something that I've strived for, just to see my work be taken seriously, be getting the attention it deserves, just getting everything, I don't even know the words to describe it. I'm just blessed that it's growing the way it is. And I put so much work into what I do that I started to have doubts. I started to think like, dang, like, what if I'm not good enough? What if this content thing isn't for me? What if I'm just not meant to be doing this? What if I'm supposed to be working the rest of my life, or working instead of trying to have fun on the other side? And it definitely brought some doubt. It definitely almost made me stop doing it. It also made me think about like just strictly sticking to this page and then only streaming on Twitch. And it's just like, well, I don't know where to go from here type of thing. So I had those moments. I had those days where I was just like, man, I got to post again, but I don't even know if it's going to be cool enough. I don't know if anybody's going to like it, blah, 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 blah. And right, I would say maybe a couple weeks ago, I did post another reel and it got a lot of attention. So I was like, okay. I said, that's interesting. And so there will be times where I'm sitting by myself and just kind of thinking like, dang, like, what is my next step? And it hit me. And I was just like, the next step is just to keep going. Why am I going to stop? I've been doing it for so long. It doesn't matter if it was 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I've been doing it long enough to know that I'm enjoying it. So why am I doing it for attention? Why am I doing it for the views? Why am I doing it for the likes? I shouldn't be doing it for the likes. I should be doing it for the fact that I enjoy having fun doing it. And so for me, that was the light bulb that went off for me. I don't have to do it for the attention. I do it because I want to do it. And that's where my mindset changed. That's where I got refocused and was like, okay, I may feel like that, but that's not going to change who I am. That's not going to change, where this progress is going. The only thing that's going to change my progress is me keep going. I have to keep posting. I have to keep trying. I have to, just switch it up here and there. And I did that. I think that I have a variety of stuff on my page, not only on here, but also on my other page where it's a mixture. And that's what I want to be. I want to be a variety of things. It gets hard sometimes to think of new ideas and what could I do and what would be cool, but I always figure it out in the end, whether it be that day or the next day or a week from now. That's often what causes me to take breaks from the podcast, is because I never know what to talk about in the moment. I feel like I've talked about so many different things. I just don't want to repeat myself, but somehow, some way, and I have to say it's by the grace of God that I always come up with an idea and something always clicks. So I'm able to keep going. I think what really stopped me is just trying to find time, because I work Monday through Friday. I get off at 3:00, and by the time I get home, by 4:00, I want to stream. So that way I can stream for a little bit, then get it out of the way. And I stream for about an hour, 2 hours. And then after that, it's just like, I start thinking about other things like, oh, I should do this. I got to clean this. I got to cook this. And it's like, then my brain just goes, and it just starts spinning. But what I think I need to do is just remind myself, like, okay, if I'm going to do this, then I need to stick to a strict schedule of streaming for 2 hours. Then when I get off, either record or edit. Then once I'm done editing, post it for a day, or not post it for that day, but pick a day to where I can, have it ready for when I want it to drop, or when I want to post it, or this or that, whatever the case may be. So I just want to be more consistent with this. I want to be more intentional. I want to be very, very passionate when it comes to the talking in front of the camera. And I've been doing this for a while. This was supposed to be just a therapy exercise. Now it's turned into a whole podcast, which I'm so grateful for and glad, because I've been wanting to do a podcast since college, but I just didn't know which direction to go. And then once I started therapy, that's what really helped me figure out, like, okay, I can talk in front of a camera. I've been doing it on Twitch. Why can't I do it by myself? And I think it was a lot of like, well, what if it's weird and this and that? But I was like, nah, I'm just going to do it. And so I did it. And now here I am, almost a year, 2 years later, still doing the same thing. It may not be as consistent as I like it to be, but I'm still sticking to it and holding myself accountable. Like, hey, you need to get on it. Even when I talked to my mom, shout out to Mama Mac. She asked me, so you're just going to give up on it? And it's like, no, I can't. I have to keep with it. So it's just a blessing to be stuck in a mindset of wanting more, wanting to do more, willing to do more, and just sticking to my roots, my gut, and just knowing that I'm gonna be okay and I'm gonna make it, and I'm just proud of myself for just staying true to myself. So there's your answers on some of that. Now, this last part kind of ties into the second part and the first part. Well, yeah, and the first part too. So I don't know how she's gonna feel about this. I have a girlfriend. Finally! Yay! Woo, woo, woo. So I have a girlfriend now, and that happened on July 3rd. It was a long time coming, a long 6 months that I was preparing for it. I knew within like month 2 or month 3 that I was going to make her my girlfriend officially. It was more of when and how. So I had to really think about how it was going to work and what I was going to do for this young lady to officially make things progress between us. She's a wonderful woman. We're around the same age. She's like a year older than me. She was born a year before me, but we're around the same age, and she has been the biggest, most inspiration as well as blessing in my life. This was something that I didn't expect to happen. I was dating, but it was dating in a way that I wanted to see who I saw myself long term with. And a lot of the women that I was dealing with weren't exactly ideal. A lot of the reason was because there was just little things here and there that I didn't appreciate that were happening towards me. And instead of yelling or being rude or disrespectful to these people, I just let them know, like, hey, like, you know, we're cool with each other. Like, I'm enjoying getting to know you, but I don't see it going past that. I see us just being cool with each other, whether we're friends or not. I feel like you deserve the honest truth. And sometimes it went good, sometimes it didn't go good, which I was okay with. I had to live with the consequences of my actions, which were good consequences. Well, the reaction was bad. The initiating was good. So it wasn't like I was just being ugly, but I was definitely being truthful and honest with these people. And so it came a time where it was just me for a while, at least like a month or two. And I ran across this person, and she really stuck out to me, not only because of her morals, but just because of the way she was as a person, how she treated me, how she treated other people, her attitude, and just the progress she was making as a person for herself, because we were both in a space where we're doing the same thing, and we still kind of are. We're still doing some of the same stuff, and I don't want to go into too many details. You know, that's for our business and for us to talk about, for not only her but me. Like I said, we were both in the same space, and just being around her for that long, for those 6 months, and just getting to know her and embracing her presence a lot more was so different. It was a change of pace for me. I'm not used to someone sticking around that long and actually wanting to stick around that long, because I've had situations where it's been a date and this person stopped talking to me, or it's been, I would say, probably a month and a half, and then the person's like, oh yeah, like, I don't want to talk to you like that anymore, or oh, I still want to be with my ex, or like, you know, there's always an excuse. So with her, when I didn't get that, and when I didn't get that vibe from her, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, it's month 2. She's still sticking around. She's showing versus telling me, and the showing is actually like with intention. So it's like, well, dang, is this for real? And then as we're going to the third month of getting to know each other, that's when I knew. I was like, okay, yeah, like I think I actually want to make this girl my girlfriend officially in the next period of time. So as I was getting to know her even more, that's when I decided, now it's time to like make this official. I need to like actually take this serious, because if I let something like that run out of my life, it would be a waste of time, and I wouldn't be doing myself a service. I wouldn't be doing her a service. So it was just time for me to be like, okay, let me see what her family thinks about this. And when I say family, it was more so her sister than anything. I didn't tell her parents. I didn't talk to any of her cousins or uncles or aunties, but I talked to her sister because she's closest to her sister. And me and her sister had a pretty good bond. Not had, but we have a good bond where we almost think alike. But I also wanted to make sure she understood and she was okay with me actually taking that step, because I feel like when it's sisters or siblings, I feel like that's an important piece when it comes to dating. Like, you want to make sure you have that relationship with the siblings so they know that you're coming with good intentions. I know some people lie and fake with the intentions, so people were deceived all the time. But I, along with showing my girlfriend I was serious about her, I also showed her sister that I was serious about her. And although that sounds confusing, I showed her sister I was serious about my girlfriend. That's what I mean. But yeah, I wanted her to know like how serious I was and how serious I was taking it, because I couldn't forgive myself if I made her feel uncomfortable or made her think otherwise. So when we discussed like, hey, like, this is the day I want to do it, this is what I want to do, blah, 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 sending her pictures of what I was getting her, I just knew like me and her were going to be like super close. So I was just grateful that her sister was able to see me for who I truly was and see my genuine nature. So it made things a lot smoother, a lot easier. Not only that, but when I met her mom and her dad, like, it was just like they took me in. Not only that, but meeting the rest of the family, they also took me in. So it just made me feel like dang, like this is for real. Like, people are taking you serious and your intentions are showing, and they know your vibe and they feel your presence in a good way. So it was just like, okay, I'm here now. This is it. So after that, the day finally came. I took her on a date, of course. I took her to Grimaldi's. We went and ate pizza. We got, I think, a 6-piece pizza, and then we were trading off pizzas like cards. It was so funny. And then we went and got ice cream at Andy's. Frozen custard, by far the best ice cream I've ever had in my life. And once that happened, we came back to my apartment. I had everything set up in the room, and I walked her into the room, made her close her eyes so I could surprise her. And she was just smiling ear to ear, like she just could not believe that this was happening to her. So it made me feel good on the inside, and it showed me like this is what she's been wanting. This is how she's been wanting to be treated all this time. And I was slowly learning that over time. I was careful with her. I was careful with her heart, because I just didn't want her to think that I was here to play games. Like, no, I wanted her to know that I was intentional. I showed her every single day, every month, that I was very, very serious about what me and her had going on. So it just only made us closer. It also made our bond strong and our foundation secure. So that's part of what's been going on lately. The last couple months, I just really truly been dialing in on her, because I haven't had a girlfriend since probably high school. And the 2 girls that I dated, they they were very short, and there were a lot of mistakes made. You know, being young, you don't really care. You're just doing. So you don't, take it as serious as you should. And even after having the two girlfriends in high school, and then from high school to college, just kind of dating different people, there was a lot of different girls that just weren't right for me. I would say that it was a lot of immaturity along the way, and that's no rag on anybody. I don't know if any of them watch my stuff, but I do want to say, like, there's no bad blood between me and these people. I wish everybody nothing but happiness and love and blessings. I just know for me, like, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, and I think things happened for a reason. So yeah, I mean, I had a girlfriend. That's part of where I've been most of the time. We spend a lot of time together. I mean, maybe one day I can get her on here and she can share her experiences with y'all as well. She's truly a light to my life. Not only is God, but she's truly come and enhanced my life in ways that I didn't think were imaginable. So I'm just grateful for her. I'm grateful she came when she did, because it wasn't that it was going down a dark road, but it was just me not knowing which direction to go in, and she's truly helped me steer the boat the way it needs to go. So I'm just grateful, man. That's all I can really say about it. I'm just so happy she's here, and I pray that we last forever and we get married and have little us's and just grow old together. So yeah, man, I'm just grateful to have her in my life. She's truly a special being. And if she's watching this, I hope you know that. I truly, truly appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a part of my journey and just allowing us to grow together. So yeah, that's all I can really say about all of that. But yeah, I mean, that's just part of where I've been and what's been going on. Like I said, I'm super glad that I'm able to do what I do. I'm glad that this stuff is just helping me process things a lot differently and just be able to be in my own skin, in my own comfort zone. So yeah, man, I'm just forever grateful. And like I always tell y'all, I love y'all so much. So thank you. But now that we got all that mushy stuff out of the way, it's time to get into our second topic of the video, studio sesh. Been a while since we've done studio sesh, so bear with me. But couple things. Let's see what's recently come out. Let's just look at my phone real quick. We got Lucky Day came out with something. Chris Brown dropped his deluxe album, Brown. Young Miami got a song that I love. I love that song. Didn't know Will Ferrell's son had a song or could sing. I didn't know he could sing, but knowing his dad, not knowing his dad, but just experiencing his dad's singing and acting, that makes sense. There's just Kehlani, Giveon, Drake dropped 3 albums. There's just been so much music coming out lately, and I'm so happy about it because there's a lot of artists that I am not in tune with, or I would say more so the culture. I feel like the culture is just kind of saturated and drowning in music that's not appealing to me, and that's no shade to anybody that is currently on that path of music. There's no shade at all. I just know like what I'm into and what I like and what I'm going to listen to versus other stuff that everybody else is listening to. And let me tell you something. It's okay to not be a fan of everything. It is okay to not be a fan of music that just doesn't hit the ear the right way or just doesn't sound good to you. That's okay. But you can't stop judging people for what they like. People are going to like what they want to like regardless, whether it makes you happy or not. You cannot force somebody to like something that you like. So It's just what it is. Like, people get on me all the time. Oh, you like Chris Brown? He's a woman beater, and he's this and he's that. First of all, I'm not Chris Brown, so you telling me that has nothing to do with me. Second of all, I know how to separate the music from the person. So whatever he did, yes, it was wrong. He shouldn't have put his hands on somebody. Cool. But at the same time, his music is good and I like it. It makes me feel happy, and I just appreciate his craft and his music. Same thing with Giveon. People tell me, oh, Giveon this, Giveon that, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I like it. Same thing with who else? Drake. Oh, everybody's hating on Drake because of the whole Kendrick beef and this and that. That has nothing to do with me. I like music. I don't care. So it's just like, I just try to take everything with a grain of salt. I get annoyed sometimes because I'm like, oh my gosh, the same old thing every single day, day after day, month after month, same old stuff. Everybody wants to be saying the same thing, and it's just like I could care less. I don't give two damns. I really don't. Because me as a music listener, I like what I like. And if I hear something that sounds good, as long as the words are not portraying a message that doesn't align with me, then we good. But if that message don't align with me and I don't understand it and I can't relate to it, I'm cool. So that's all I got to say about that. And good day. I can't even talk. Good day to you. And now we get into our final and last session of the day, movies and friends. So first and foremost, Spider-Man's coming out on the 31st. I want everybody to go see it. It's probably going to be super, super good, and I'm super excited about it. But before we jump into that, I am currently watching Low-Key Season 2. And the reason why is because I watched all of Season 1. And I remember when after Season 1, Season 2 hadn't came out yet. So I was like, okay, I'll just wait for it to come out, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it was that. And I think I wasn't paying for Disney Plus at the time. So my subscription ran out. So I was like, okay, well, I'll watch it. I'm sure I'll watch it. But I didn't watch it for years, even after Season 1 came out and I finished it. Then Season 2 came out. I don't remember anything from that time to now. So me and my lovely girlfriend, she was telling me, she's like, oh, you need to watch it. You're going to have to watch it in order to, continue to understand what's going on and everything else and blah, 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 blah. So I've been like keeping up with that, and I'm just like amazed at how good it is. And I'm kind of mad I didn't get to watch it sooner, but the time is better now than later. So I'm just glad I'm able to watch it and catch up on it. It's super, super good. The gentleman that plays Low-Key, I wish I knew his name, but he's such a good actor, and like the storyline and the characters and everything that's in that series, it just ties together and makes so much sense. And just even going past all of that and just seeing how the movies tie together with everything that's going on in that show, everything's just making sense. And it's so good for me because I'm able to watch it and be like, yeah, like this is fire. Like this is what I wanted. This is how I imagined as a kid growing up. This is how I imagined the multiverse and all of this to be. Because I always was told there was multiple Spider-Mans and always heard there was multiple Spider-Mans, but I couldn't really wrap my head around it until I saw some pictures and comics and shows that, showed that type of energy. So I was like, okay, I'm ready for it. And then now that we talked about Low-Key, let's talk about what else. So Spider-Man's coming out on the 31st, which is next week. I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody that's going, leave them kids at home. Turn off your phone. Don't bring nobody that talk too much. When certain stuff happen, sit down, be quiet, and don't be making a bunch of noise. I don't want to hear nothing in that movie theater except for silence. I want to be able to enjoy that movie for what it is and be able to to have my emotions give me what I need. Don't be in there acting a fool. Y'all gonna ruin my movie experience. I'm gonna have to watch it at home to truly get the full experience. Silence. I don't want to hear it. So y'all go see that movie. Be quiet. Otherwise, I'm gonna throw some popcorn in your head. I ain't playing with none of y'all. I'm serious. That's all I got to say. This message is approved by MacD's 23. And that's that. Sorry, I just had to go on that little rant. Because the last time I went to Spider-Man, everybody was pissing me off. I couldn't enjoy the movie, and everybody was just talking and screaming, and I get it. I get it. Last Spider-Man movie was amazing. But don't ruin this for me. This is my childhood we're talking about, and my manhood. Please don't ruin this for me. Please, I'm begging you. Please. And then also, after Spider-Man comes out, then comes Doomsday, which we all know, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Well, I don't know if Spider-Man's in it. I hope he is. I would imagine so, but I don't know. Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men, Deadpool, Wolverine, who else? I don't know who else. But I'm really hoping that they're in it because it's really going to make my night for when I see it. I'm hoping I can get tickets early because I want to see it really, really bad. And I might trim my arm hair if I don't see it. That's how mad I'm going to be. Just hairless. I'm going to be hairless. So I need to see his movies. I need to see him. Or otherwise, I'm going to be bald arm Mac Diesel. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Don't ask me. I'm making it up. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for these movies. Super excited what the MCU universe is doing, how they're just making so many different things. And I know a lot of people are going to say they ruined some stuff for them. But as far as for me, I've enjoyed every movie that have dropped. I've seen some more than others. I haven't seen a lot, but some stuff is just more appealing to me than other stuff. So it is what it is. So yeah, I'm just super excited and I can't wait. Cannot wait. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming through for these 30 to 45 minutes that you were here with me. I really, truly appreciate y'all constantly supporting me and showing me love all the time. I'm really trying to stick to the schedule. I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to stay consistent and do as much as I can for y'all to show that I'm serious about this content stuff, man. I really, really, really want to keep doing this and make a name for myself. So I'm always appreciative. I will probably have this episode out soon, just because I'm telling y'all, it's about to be serious. But nonetheless, thank y'all for always showing me support and coming through. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, repost, retweet, and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all in the next one. Later.